Hi, I'm Spencer Bennett, and welcome to another edition of our Peace Officer of the Month. A great story today. Our Officer of the Month is Kienan Goodnight. Kienan, it's great to be with you.
Good to be here.
Hope it doesn't make you uncomfortable that I'm wearing a kilt today.
A little bit.
Okay, we're going to get past that, I promise. Your fellow officers forwarded your name on to us, and we wanted to share a story of how you went the extra mile in the people that you care for. Of course, your motto is to protect and serve, and you really did not only protect, but you also served somebody in our community that couldn't help themselves, and I think that story needs to be shared. Would you like to give us a little background about what was happening that particular day?
Well, that morning we had a couple vandalisms occur in that area in the southwest side of town, which is the part I work, and it's a pretty common thing where people go around during the night and shoot out vehicle windows with BB guns. And I believe this early morning I got called out to a home of an elderly woman, and it was just like the others I had taken that morning, a vandalism where her back window was shot out. So I arrived, and it was on a day that it was about to rain, which we could probably narrow that down since it's Midland.
Right.
And her back window was completely shattered out. So in addition to taking the report to get it all documented for the detectives, I knew she wasn't going to be able to do anything by herself. I believe she was 80 years old, and she was a widow.
Oh, wow.
And so I decided to see if she had a trash bag. So she had a trash bag, so we cut that up. She got duct tape, and she helped me with it, and we taped it up, but it still wasn't going to protect the inside of her car if it did rain hard. So.
Right, I'm going to stop you right there, and this is where I'm going to jump in and tell you a little bit more. He's being modest because he really, not only was he handling the vandalism case, and most people would have stopped right there, but he didn't. I want to read you a letter that we received on regards to that incident, and it was written by somebody about this whole thing that occurred. So I'd like to read that out. On March 17, 2015, Officer Kienan Goodnight responded to a report of criminal mischief at, and I'll skip the address. Someone had shot out a vehicle's window overnight. This was one of many similar reports that was filed that day, as some hooligan had gotten trigger happy with a BB gun. This call was handled differently, I believe, than most others. The victim, which we won't go into, was a very old widow. You said she was 80 years old.
I believe so, yes.
Her husband had died recently, and she'd never quite gotten things together. I guess at that age, it's tough to try to get everything handled. You took the extra time to cover up her broken window. The victim had wanted to put her vehicle in the garage, but there was too much stuff in the garage, correct?
Yeah, she was scared to do it herself. So I was like, well, I'll do it.
So you got out, and not only did you tape up her window, you helped clean out her garage.
Well, there was some stuff in the way, but luckily it wasn't too dirty. What she was afraid of is her garage isn't that big.
Right.
It's an older house in Midland, and the type of vehicle she had was a larger sedan vehicle, so it was a tight fit. And she was afraid to do it herself because
Sure.
she said she wouldn't be able to get it out.
Sure.
So what I did is I backed it up into the garage, so all she'd have to do was pull out.
Awesome.
So that way, her day was already, started off bad with the window, but I didn't want her vehicle to get flooded too if it rained. So
It's pretty amazing. And you don't think it's amazing. He's a very humble guy. This is one of those things where you just want to recognize somebody for going the extra mile, and that's why we do this show. And it's because of young men and women like you that put on that uniform every day. What made you want to get into law enforcement in the first place?
it's the same thing I told when I was being hired, is I just want to help people. That's it. So
You're doing that. You're doing a good job.
well, I get the opportunity to. So you can do a lot of things in life, helping people, and ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a police officer.
Right.
That's my main goal, is just to help people.
If there's somebody out there, and there's always kids that, like you said, that want to be a police officer, what advice would you give those young people?
Just follow your dreams, because if you want something in life, you can have it. There's nothing anybody can do to stop that.
That's right.
So just try hard in life, and when someone says you can't, just prove them wrong. So
Awesome. Quite a young man, and this is just a small sample of the great men and women that we have serving us in the Odessa Midland area, and we're so proud that you are in our community.
I appreciate that.
We appreciate you so much, and we would like to present you with a $50 gift certificate to Red Lobster.
Appreciate it.
You bet.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's this edition of our Peace Officer of the Month. We'll be back next month featuring one of our men and women in uniform.